How's it going, superstars and divas? It is K Sparks here, and I have your Monday Night Raw results. Now, Monday Night Raw, it was kicked off by the Authority. They come down to the ring. They start talking about what happened at Survivor Series last night, along with dissing Roman Reigns. And then they introduce the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Sheamus. Sheamus comes down to the ring. He expresses his enthusiasm about being the new champion, and then Sheamus is cut off by Roman Reigns, the former, yes I said it, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Roman comes to the ring. He congratulates Sheamus on winning the title, but then he says he wants his rematch tonight, because since Roman was the champion, he was officially the champion, he has that rematch clause, and he makes it known he wants that match tonight. But the Authority, being the Authority, they want to protect their new golden boy, and they don't want to lose him so soon. So Stephanie McMahon, she gets in Roman's face, telling him that, he needs to back up and get out of her ring, and Roman just laughs it off, looking at Triple H saying, like, really, you're gonna let your wife speak for you? Stephanie, she backs up. Triple H, he steps up, and they just have a massive stare down. And Triple H, he tries to start talking, but Roman Reigns was not letting that happen. He got even closer to Triple H, got in his face, and would not let him speak. But he did, after a while, he did let Triple H finally talk, and Triple H let it be known that he will get his rematch, but it will be in 3 weeks at the next pay-per-view, TLC, which I pretty much knew that was going to happen. Like I said, they don't want to lose their golden boy so soon, so of course they're going to make it happen in a couple of weeks. But at least we have that match happening. Roman is distracted with the Authority, and out of nowhere, he is kicked in the face by Rusev, who was out on an injury but has finally returned. And after Rusev kicks him, Roman gets back up, and he is bro kicked by Sheamus, so that gives the Authority a little bit of momentum. And Stephanie, she announces that Roman will be facing Rusev in the main event tonight. So it's going to be a very, very interesting main event. Oh, and Sheamus is going to be at ringside, because she says that's the closest Roman is going to get to that title, which I do not believe that's true, because Roman, he got the title once, and he's going to get it again. The first match of the night was a tag team match between Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper versus the Dudley Boys. Bray Wyatt, he wanted to show that his team they're still in their game, that they are not people you want to mess with. Just because they lost last night does not mean anything. They want to prove, make up for what happened last night. So they took on the Dudleys. At the end of the match, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper win via pinfall, when Luke Harper connects with his discus clothesline to Bubba Ray, who was distracted by Eric Rowan on the apron. And after the match, the Wyatt family, they began attacking both the Dudley Boys. Bubba Ray's put in a sleeper hold by Braun Strowman. Then Devon, he is slammed to the mat by Eric Rowan, and he is also Sister Abigailed by Bray Wyatt. Second match of the night, it is a Divas match between Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch. I have not seen Sasha Banks in a while, so I'm happy to see her. And at the end of this match, Sasha Banks won when she rolled up Becky Lynch, who was distracted by Naomi, because Team Bad, there was a lot of interference by them in this match, but that's what happens when the numbers game is out there. But congrats to Sasha on her victory after being out for a little while. I don't think she was injured, but she has been missing in action on Raw and SmackDown, so I'm happy to see her back. After this match, you see that Michael Cole, he was beginning to talk about what happened between Charlotte and Paige. He is cut off by Paige herself, showing everybody the footage of last night's match, and showed that Charlotte had her arms underneath the ropes, and that's when her arms were underneath the ropes, the ref should have made her break her submission hold, but he didn't do it. He saw Paige was tapping out, and he ended the match. So Paige, she was completely upset with this. She was yelling at Michael Cole. She was calling Charlotte a cheater, and she wanted her rematch. She wanted her rematch for the Divas Championship. So let's see if the authorities going to grant that permission, that match rather. Next, it is Mark Henry versus Neville. It was another big guy versus little guy type of thing. And Neville surprised everybody because he won via pinfall when he connected with the red arrow to Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. And as soon as the referee hand hit 3, Mark Henry pushed Neville off. So Neville was very confused on whether he won the match or not, but the referee assured him he did win the match. And after the match, Neville, he was about to go up the ramp, but he was blocked by Mark Henry. He thought Mark Henry was going to attack him, because he thought Mark Henry was upset about losing the match, but Mark Henry, he walks up to Neville, he shakes his hand, and said, I respect you, you're going to do good, kid. So that was some awesome sportsmanship by the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. Next, we had a small funny segment backstage between Stardust and Titus O'Neil because they have a 6-man tag team match coming up. And this match was between Stardust and the Ascension, which was altogether called the Cosmic Wasteland, versus his brother Goldust and the Primetime Players. This was a pretty awesome match. I'm happy to see Goldust back. And at the end of this match, Goldust and the Primetime Players win via pinfall when Titus O'Neil connects with the Clash of Titans to Connor. He got the 1, he got the 2, he got the 3 victory. Next, we have Zeb Coulter and Alberto Del Rio coming down to the ring. Well, not necessarily in the ring, but in front of the announcer's table, because Zeb, he has that motor scooter and he can't get in the ring. They have what they call a state of address for Mex America. They start calling everybody haters, and they basically closed off the borders of Mex America, saying nobody could get in except Zeb and Alberto. So they said everybody else, they're not allowed in because everybody's haters. I'm pretty sure everybody doesn't really want to get into this weird alliance nation, because it's very strange seeing these two together, to be quite honest. And while they are doing their state of address, they are cut off by Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger, he's trying to understand what's happening with Zeb Coulter, because Zeb Coulter was the manager of Jack Swagger, and he's just trying to figure it out. He calls Zeb old and bitter, and before he can continue, Jack Swagger's cut off by Alberto Del Rio, and Zeb's like, if you don't like it, do something about it. And he comes down to the ring, and him and Alberto Del Rio, they have a face-off, and as you can see, it looks like Jack Swagger, he's going after that United States Championship. Alberto, he just shakes his head and leaves the ring. So that gives Jack Swagger the momentum. And before Zeb Coulter leaves, Jack Swagger does his motto. He does, everybody stand up, place your hand over your hearts, and say, "We the people." And that's exactly what Zeb used to do when he was Jack Swagger's manager. So this is going to be a very interesting rivalry. I cannot wait to see it unfold more. Next, we have the Survivor Series rematch for the Divas Championship between Charlotte and Paige. This was a very vicious match. There was less showboating from Paige tonight than she did last night. She was all business tonight. She did do a little showboating, make sure that everybody knew, like, this is my house. But, not as much as she did last night. And like I said, she was all business. And tonight, this match ended in a draw due to a countout. They completely fought outside the ring. And even after the match, they were still fighting. Paige throws Charlotte into the steps, clears off the announce table, puts Charlotte on the announce table, and applies her submission hold, the PTO, and she did not let go until a second referee came to get her off. Even then, she kept kicking and kicking and kicking at Charlotte, and that gave Paige the momentum. So I believe this, like I said, I don't think this rivalry is done at all. I believe they are going to have another Divas match in 3 weeks at TLC. So that is my prediction. Paige and Charlotte will be facing off for the Divas Championship at TLC in 3 weeks. Next, we have it was like a mini funny segment. Heath Slater, he's in the ring, and they are in Nashville, Tennessee, so it's like it's a country music state. And Heath Slater, he acts like he's going to sing a song with a guitar. Thankfully, before he actually sings, Ryback saves the day. He comes down to the ring. And while he is doing his entrance, Heath Slater hits Ryback with a guitar. That did hurt him a little bit, but Ryback, he just shook it off. He hit Heath Slater. Heath Slater tried to hit him again with the guitar. Ryback hits Heath Slater with a power slam, followed by the meat hook clothesline. Finally hit him with the shell shock. And that gives Ryback all the momentum. Ryback, there was no match between them, but Ryback, he was still showing, like, I'm still the big guy around here. Next, we have another tag team match. It is between it included Dolph Ziggler and my guy, Dean Ambrose, versus Kevin Owens and Tyler Breeze. Now, it was Survivor Series opponent versus Survivor Series opponent. And it was a very interesting match. Tyler and Ziggler, they definitely faced off. But Kevin Owens wanted nothing to do with Dean Ambrose. Because when Kevin Owens was in the ring, once Dean tagged in, he immediately tagged himself out. He let Tyler Breeze deal with Dean Ambrose. So I guess Kevin Owens is starting to learn his lesson for what happened at Survivor Series. And at the end of this match, Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler won via pinfall when Dean Ambrose connected with the Dirty Deeds to Tyler Breeze. And while the referee was counting, you see that Kevin Owens did nothing. He just stood there and let the referee count, and that allowed Dean and Dolph Ziggler to get the victory. Kevin Owens, he grabs his Intercontinental Championship, and he begins to walk away, but he has his eyes connected with Dean Ambrose. They are not taking their eyes off of each other, and it seems like this rivalry is about to heat up even more. I believe that since Dean Ambrose did not get the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and Roman is going after Sheamus, it's only right that since this rivalry is already building up, Dean Ambrose is going to go after that Intercontinental Championship and face Kevin Owens at TLC for that title. So Dean has his sights on Kevin Owens, and I'm excited to see that match because I've been waiting to see that match even before the whole tournament, because I believe that's what was going to happen originally before Seth Rollins got injured and the tournament happened. So I'm excited to see this. I know Dean, he's going back, like, Dean, he went after the title in the beginning of the year, but when he was taken out at WrestleMania by Luke Harper during the ladder match. But I'm excited to see this match. It's going to be a really, really good one. So that's another prediction I'm making. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship at TLC in 3 weeks. Now we have the main event. Rusev versus Roman Reigns with Sheamus at ringside. Now during this match, Sheamus, he was getting some cheap shots in when the referee was not looking. But the second time he did it, he tripped Roman Reigns, and he tried to trip Roman Reigns. But the referee, he noticed that Sheamus was getting involved, and he threw Sheamus. He ejected Sheamus from ringside, and they tried to say I didn't do anything, but we all saw it, and the referee, he even knew that you were doing something over there. So Sheamus, he was gone, and this match was about to end in a count out, but Roman, he got out and he had a drive-by, and he was about to go after Rusev because it seems like he wanted a pinfall victory rather than just a count out by the time that Rusev was about to get in the ring at 8. But when Roman goes after Rusev, he is hit from behind by King Barrett. It seems like the Authority's trying to throw majority all the heels at Roman Reigns. All the heels that do not have beef with somebody else, they're trying to throw them at Roman Reigns. And then that ended in a disqualification, so Roman Reigns won that match. King Barrett, he goes to the timekeeper's area, grabs a chair, and tries to hit Roman Reigns in with the chair in the ring. But Roman, he fights back, he grabs a chair, he takes out King Barrett, and then he takes out, then he starts taking out Rusev, and while he's hitting Rusev repeatedly with the chair, from behind, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus tries to attack him, but Roman hits him with the chair again, and he did not let Sheamus get that cheap shot in, and Sheamus rolls right back out of the ring. So that gives Roman Reigns the momentum for this week's Monday Night Raw. And I am super ecstatic for this rivalry here. It is, like Roman always says, it is one versus all, and that is truly what's happening here. And I know a lot of people are saying, it's another Daniel Bryan screw job, but this time Roman Reigns, he's not going to let them take him out so easily. So that's what happened on Monday Night Raw. Let me know your reactions in the comments below. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I give this show a 10 out of 10. A 10 out of 10. It was completely awesome. We had Divas matches. We had the presence of the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. We had the former champion Roman Reigns in action. So we know what's going to happen between these two. So I'm excited about what's going to happen. Like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Kay Sparks. See you guys.